I literally almost picked Mr. Deeds instead, but I was like, for JB Smooth, I was gonna do.
Today on So That Was a Movie, we're going to be playing a little game. This game is called Cast Past. And what we do in that is we take a movie that just comes out, in this example, Spider-Man No Way Home, and it has quite a large cast. So we would like to celebrate that with this little game where we select various movies that these other actors have been in previously and try to come up with the best list and compete against each other and probably in some friendships, that kind of thing. And we will be doing this through the process of a snake draft. And if you don't know how a snake draft works, you will quickly figure it out. It's like a snake. It goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. That's pretty simple. And we will be taking turns selecting movies that these actors have previously done. And we have some in-game specific rules. We have 3 locks. Each video we will have 3 actors who are locks. We have to pick a movie that these actors have been in. Like, we cannot weasel our way out of it. We have to, no matter what is left. Like, if Christian and Trevor pick really good movies that these guys are in, and there's one left that I just really hate, and that's all that's left, I get screwed, and I have to stick with that and pretend like I like it and that it is a part of my list and it's good. And then we have the wild card category, where we will be selecting other 4 actors in this movie, and we can kind of jump around whenever we want to really showcase. And as we know, this movie has a massive cast, so it'll be quite a bit of names that kind of sprout out on our various boards. And there are rules within that. We cannot just pick 4 of the same person's movies. So if Christian really likes Willem Dafoe, he can't just pick 4 Willem Dafoe movies and be like, yeah, look at my diverse actors here. I got 4 Willem Dafoes and our 3 locks. No, he only gets 1 Willem Dafoe movie, no matter how much he whines about it. But we each get to pick a Willem Dafoe movie. So like, I can pick a Willem Dafoe movie, Christian can pick a Willem Dafoe movie, and Trevor can. But they just can't be the same movie, because we only get 1 movie per person. There are no repeats on these movies. And some other little rules we have are we can only pick 1 franchise-specific movie. So, for example, Lord of the Rings. If one of these people is in Lord of the Rings, we can't just have somebody be like, I'm picking Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, and then somebody else is like, well, if you're going to do that, I'll take Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. And you can't see, where that would be going in terms of how ridiculous that would get, because then it would kind of defeat the whole point of this exercise. And also for this one specifically, we will not be allowed to select any Spider-Man movies. So, Toby Mcguire, we cannot select Spider-Man 2 for it. That is not how this works. We cannot draft The Amazing Spider-Man for Andrew Garfield. We will not be repeating Spider-Man movies where this whole board is just like, oh yeah, this is the first Spider-Man movie, this is the third one, We're going to have a diverse outcome here where we kind of have absolutely crazy list and it won't really make sense, but that's part of the fun. Okay, so now let's get into Cast Pasts and see what the hell happens. Where did you guys come from? Okay, anyway, the draft order we have already established with the fist fight before taping, because that is how we settle things in this house.
We're really good with makeup.
Right. And so the order we have, I am drafting first, Christian's drafting second, and Trevor's drafting third. And we did not rig this. With the opening pick of the draft, I select The Impossible for Tom Holland. Now it's Christian's pick.
Who is Andre the Giant?
You're up, Terry Ferguson.
For Tom Holland, I looked this on his IMDb. For Tom Holland, he has a voice credit in the movie Locke.
Okay, I'm gonna take a wild card first, and I'm gonna do for wild card number 1. I'm picking Martin Starr, who played Mr. Harrington in the film No Way Home, and I'm gonna take his movie Superbad that he is in. I'm gonna take another wild card, and I'm gonna take J.K. Simmons in Whiplash.
Trevor coming out with an abandon.
Okay, I'm going to go with a wild card, and I'm going to go with Willem Dafoe.
Okay.
For, I'm just going to do an acronym, The Florida Project.
TFP.
Are you down with TFP? And with my first pick at the top of this I will go with Marissa Tomei.
Ah.
The suspense is killing everyone. This is the first choice. I will go with my cousin Vin.
Ah, you bastard.
I know.
And with my next pick, I am going to go with Jamie Foxx. A little movie called Baby Driver.
Ah, great pick. That
Hand
actually
off the
took
baton.
took off one of my movies.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That was
And
part
it's
of my
not
pick.
it's not for the same character. It's from a different character.
My next pick is for Toby Mcguire,
Ah.
and I'm going with
Oh, you bastard.
Brothers.
You.
Hey,
A sick individual.
Brothers.
For my next pick, I'm gonna draft a lock, and I'm gonna draft from
I already did that.
Yeah, you already drafted Locke.
I'm gonna draft from Andrew Garfield, and I'm gonna write The Social Network. I'm also gonna take it too. Wow, looks like a kid wrote that. For my next pick, I'm gonna pick a wild card again, and I'm going to take Little Miss Sunshine with the actress Paula Newsom, who plays the MIT director in the movie.
This man put his head in a book.
He
It did
really
not
did.
come out.
My next pick will be another wild card, and I'm going Alfred Molina
Great pick.
Trevor knows where he's going.
for Magnolia.
Oh, I thought you were going a different way.
Paula Newsom.
What a dumbass.
Who is she in Little Miss Sunshine? Cause she wait.
Oh, don't worry, I've got it all written down.
And with my next pick in the draft, I will take Willem Dafoe. Born on the 4th of July.
That's a great fucking movie.
Anyway, I stood back up just so I could get back down and pick Tom Hardy, Warrior.
He in that
He
movie.
is.
Oh
Great
shit!
pick.
He's
Great
like the
pick.
main guy.
I didn't think about that. Bravo.
That was good.
After credit scenes matter.
My next pick, I'm going with a wild card, and I'm doing Marissa Tomei
Okay.
for The Wrestler.
Great pick. For my next pick, I'm going to take both of my picks and go ahead and take both of my locks right now. And for Tom Holland, I'm going to draft Cherry, this movie that he was okay in, but the movie's even worse. Toby Mcguire, I'm going to take Pleasantville.
That was my next pick.
You know what? Let's just have some fun. So I'm gonna take my last wild card, and I'm going Rise Iphans or Refunds
Lizard guy.
for Notting Hill.
Great choice.
All right, we're getting down to it. After this, everyone will have one left. I will take, for Toby Mcguire, since they did me dirty, I will take Tropic Thunder.
Oh, great
I
pick.
love it.
And then for Andrew Garfield, I will be taking Hacksaw Ridge.
For Andrew Garfield, you know what? I know what I'm going. My pick is Silence.
Alrighty, for my last pick, being a wild card, I'm going to pick Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I had that. It was either that or Magnolia.
I thought when you went with we're going with Magnolia, I thought you were taking Raiders. 'cause
Raiders.
That's what I thought too.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you good pick. So I
In
think-
both movies, he is literally in a minute.
No, it's
More like 5.
Fred Molina.
Now that the casts have been casted, let's look at everybody's lists. First, my list, I selected with the number 1 overall pick,
Number 1 pick for Tom Holland.
big film, The Impossible for Tom Holland. By far his best non-Spider-Man movie, so I kind of felt like I had to get that one going and take it from everybody. And you can see the overwhelming benefit it gave my list compared to these other lists, where Kristen has Locke with where he's just a voiceover, and then Trevor
Apparently.
has Cherry, which wasn't very good. And my Toby Mcguire selection, I got screwed on this one a little bit, but I salvaged it.
You did not get screwed.
I figured it out, but I cheated, and I used Tropic Thunder, which he appears at the beginning of the movie playing himself, very humorously. And then I have Andrew Garfield, Hacksaw Ridge. Honestly, I could make an argument that that was my number 1 pick for Andrew Garfield, so I'm glad with the way that turned out. Then wild card, I went
first with Marissa Tomei.
Another number one pick.
My Cousin Vinny, absolute lock. Knew I had to get that one before it got nabbed up. And then I have Jamie Foxx for Baby Driver, which is my
Bats.
favorite movie of that year, so I kind of wanted to make sure I got that because I've only seen it 7 or 8 times because I'm a literal psychopath. Then we're Willem Dafoe. I thought this would be Christian's choice, so I found that very interesting, but Born on the 4th of July. And then with Tom Hardy, I took Warrior, and that was also a cheat code because Tom Hardy's in the after credits scene.
That's
so
such a great pick.
cheat
That
code.
is.
And Christian, now discuss yours.
Okay, so for Tom Holland, I went with, I guess he's on the phone with Tom Hardy at one point in Locke. I mean, the whole movie is Tom Hardy driving on the phone. Yeah, I guess he was in it. But I was not choosing Chaos Walking Cherry Onward. Yeah, no thanks.
Spies in Disguise?
I have not seen it.
Spies in Disguise.
I missed that one, but I guess it was technically on the board. Yeah, fuck that. Anyways, for Toby Mcguire, I did Everybody Dirty, and I went with his best performance in Brothers, though I could have went with Wonder Boys. I love that movie as well. But I just thought
I had to pick Brothers.
I thought I'd be that asshole and go
That's
with
a
it.
number one draft pick too.
Y'all
That's
slept
it.
on it. It's all right. For Andrew Garfield, I was not going with Tick Tick Boom or anything. I was going to go with either Hacksaw Ridge or Silence. I went with Silence to be polite. And then the wild cards, I went with Willem Dafoe's fairly recent Oscar-nominated film, The Florida Project, which I think is one of the best movies of the decade.
That's one of your movies. I
It
didn't want
is-
to come close to it.
It's one of mine. Well, I honestly, I totally forgot he was in Born on the 4th of July, which I also think is a masterpiece. For Alfred Molina, I went with, he's in one scene in Magnolia, which I often cite as my favorite movie. I don't know if it is. I drink a lot. For Marissa Tomei, I had basically her 3 Oscar-nominated performances. I went with The Wrestler, which is perhaps the best of them. No, I mean, I think she's better in My Cousin Vinny. That was the number one, yeah. It's a nightmare.
That is such a Christian list, though.
The Wrestler is 100% moi. Once you brought the Tom Hardy idea to the board, I was like, I could go Fury Road, The Revenant, Inception, and I was like, nah, I'm going with Reza Fons for Notting Hill, because that movie
It's a
rocks.
great pick.
Yeah.
Explain yourself, Trevor.
So I went really dumb on mine, and I probably studied IMDb for about 2 hours. And to get to the list that I got to, I don't remember what I chose first, but for my first pick...
Your first pick was Martin Starr in Superbad.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe he remembers.
I was so baffled.
Maybe he remembers.
Literally out of the gate, I was like, Trevor, what are you doing?
I know, I kind of wanted
Deep
everyone...
dive.
Surprised you didn't go with Hannibal Buress for Daddy's Home.
I had Hannibal Buress on there. I literally almost picked Mr. Deeds instead, but I was like, for JB Smooth. I was gonna do. For my Tom Holland pick, I picked Cherry, which, like I said, he's good in it, kind of, and then the movie's worse. For Toby Mcguire, the number one pick is Brothers, but Christian betrayed us, so he picked that. And so I picked Pleasantville, his second best performance, where he plays with Reese Witherspoon, and it's a great movie.
Joan Allen, yeah. it's
Oh
excellent.
yeah, Jeff Daniels.
William H. Macy.
Yeah, I mean,
Don Knotts.
If this doesn't sell you, I don't know what
It's a great
does.
movie. See it.
For Andrew Garfield, I would have probably got really angry if I forgot to pick The Social Network, because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And Eduardo Saverin has one of the greatest speeches in cinematic history when he gets mad at Jesse Eisenberg. And of course, we'll go down to Martin Starr for Superbad. He's in the scene when Michael Cera gets roped into this coke party and he's forced to sing in front of all these grown adults. He's one of those grown adults. And then for J.K. Simmons, I picked Whiplash, where he plays the despicable leader of the Schaefer Conservatory Band, and he's ragging on Miles Teller the whole movie. It's great. For my second wild card pick, I picked Paula Newsom in Little Miss Sunshine. We all remember her being the nurse in that movie. I think she has 3 lines.
It's a real standout.
So basically
among
what
that
happened was you made up a
ensemble.
name. You made up a name.
Nope, Paula Newsom plays the MIT Chancellor Director in Spider-Man No Way Home. If you have seen the film, she's the one that gets saved by Tom Holland on the bridge. And that's when, Doc Ock comes out and all that. And then she yells at him. Great part. And then for my last pick, I picked Raiders of the Lost Ark with Alfred Molina. At the very beginning, told me the author. It's great.
Adios, Sapito.
Adios, Sapito.
Well, looking at this list, my assessment is my list is pretty damn good, and I use several cheat codes here. But then Trevor kind of just made up some names, and but, his movies are all good, but he just kind of just made up some names, and he has Cherry, which is streamed on an Apple. So
Literally, it's the cherry on top.
It literally is the cherry on top of the
on
draft.
top, and it is called Cherry.
And then Christian's list is a very Christian list, and it is a very good list, but at the same time, the little lock up there, I think gives me the win. And the little TFP, that's just funny. It says TFP.
TFP.
No one has called the Florida Project TFP in the existence of forever.
I actually have.
Except for Christian. He always calls it TFP.
I don't.
have no idea what he's talking about. But that's my thing. I think, honestly, if I'm being honest with myself, I think I won this draft. And I would probably give second place to... I don't want to do this because I feel like ethically and morally this is not okay for me to do because this will set a very bad precedent. But if I'm looking at all the movies, I think I honestly... Oh my gosh, but then I'm looking at Christians again.
It's so good.
I
They're
know,
both
all
good.
these lists are great.
You know what? I just kind of looked at Christian's top again, and it's pretty damn good. But honestly, I thought Trevor had a better collection of movies. But then I looked at Christian's kind of middle there, and I was kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna give it to Christian because I like the ethics that he played a little better, and I think it is probably a slightly better list of movies for me, in my taste. And now Christian.
I mean, that's the thing. Tom Holland, God bless him. His any movie he's made outside of Spider-Man movie, you're kind of in slim pickings
That's
territory.
why I wanted to get it off the bat.
That's why I went with it too, even though it's not an amazing movie, but I really don't like a couple of his movies.
Do you think yours is the best list?
I mean, duh.
Okay, he does.
But
He does.
also, I don't know, there are some... His choices are really inspired, and I admire your spirit. I'm personally done hearing about The Social Network. I swear to God, I'm fucking finished with it. I cannot do it anymore. Not even from him, just the world. But
You know what's better than talking about The Social Network?
what's that?
$1 billion.
You know what I like more? Steve Jobs. I stand by it.
Steve Jobs is great.
On the record. Steve Jobs.
Who finished second?
I mean, well, I don't. That's the thing. I don't know if because you got
That's a tough choice.
there are a lot on here where I'm like, damn, I should have taken that. Or I was very back and forth on the Raiders of the Lost Ark Magnolia thing, but I spoke to myself and I was like, yeah. And then you got the Born on the 4th of July, and I personally, I don't know, Hacksaw Ridge or Silence. I don't really know. I don't really like to rank.
I don't
Make a
blame
pick.
you.
One or the other. Betray one of your friends. This is the whole point.
Yeah.
I will go with myself for number one, but I also, God, Cherry. I gotta go with you for number one. I really didn't like that movie. I don't.
And then Trevor, you think you have the best list? I heard you saying.
So for my list, I think the number one is me, and then I think second place is close, but I don't know which. The way I'm thinking about it is if I was left on an island with these 7
Right.
movies, what 7 would I rather be with? If I also had to choose between one of these 2, being stuck on an island with, I still have no idea. I've been staring at the list, and both of them have stuff that I can't live without.
His movies are really fun. A lot of them are.
Yeah, I actually just looked
I
at
just my eyes are settling on it now, and I'm like, yeah, there's some bummers in there, but also, yeah.
I like mine as a collection because
Yeah.
I've got Tropic Thunder, My Cousin Vinny, Baby Driver, and then I've got a good sports movie, Warrior. I've got a gut-wrenching Born on the 4th of July. Then Hacksaw Ridge is more of
To make a long story short, we all have taste.
Yeah, I think I would. and it's a close second and third, but I think second would be Christian's, just because he's got some locks on there. But then Bryce also
got
has
one lock.
locks. He actually does have lock.
I
So
literally have lock.
you picked lock for a lock, and I have a cherry on top. Wow.
Fantastic.
So-
And I made the impossible decision.
It was also the best one.
Okay, so Trevor went with Christian for second. I went with Christian for second. And then Christian went with. Did you go with me?
Yeah.
I do go with you.
Christian
Yeah.
went with me for second. Yeah, no wrong answers here. I think I have the best list still, but anyway, we want to know what you
I
all
do.
think. We want to see what you think, and leave a comment and vote on who you think won the inaugural Cast Pass. Yeah, we kind of just want to see where this goes, and
We're very interested in doing way more of these.
yeah, so if you all like this and feel like it was kind of cool, fun, out there idea, then let us know in the comments, because we got a couple more coming.